Hi, fam. Welcome back to another episode. This one's going to be about living your dream, living in your dream. And I bring all this up because yesterday I was just having myself a day here. And I was sitting in the hot tub and I was chatting with a friend of mine. And I was going on and on about how I feel like I have to do more. I feel like I have to do all these things. I feel like I have to push. I feel like just all this old energy was coming up, right? And I'm like, man, this like doesn't feel like me, right? And so I took a step back and I looked around and I was like, I had a memory that came flooding back to me of when I was with Jay, back in July of 2024. And there was this one particular day, we didn't have anywhere to be, anything to do. We went and got coffee. We got back to the house. We went inside, grabbed blankets and pillows and just put them out under the crabapple tree. And I remember saying to him, he had this house for like 4 or 5 years, right? I was like, have you ever done this before? Because he seemed really excited. And sure enough, he hadn't. It's just a butterfly that went by outside. And I was like, dang, this is my dream. Like to just lay under a crabapple tree all day with like just some good music playing and some coffee and just like vibing. Like that's my dream. And it's so simple, right? Like I saw a video this morning that was talking about like the more time you spend in solitude, the simpler life becomes. And I was like, dang, isn't that the fucking truth, right? Because granted, like, yes, this moment wasn't solitude, right? I was with John, but like nonetheless, it was a moment of just like pure peace. And no one was bothering us, no one was coming to get us. And dang, y'all, fucking 2 minutes in, I'm already sobbing. I had to pause that for a minute. There was like this like wave that just like came over me of emotions and like, whew. Y'all ever have a moment where you're like, you feel like you're back in that memory? Like, whew. There might be more, but we're gonna keep going. So I think the cool part about that day was just the pure sense of peace that was cultivated. And I frequently have gone back to that day. I'll move you guys up here for a second. There we go. I frequently have gone back to that day and been in that moment. And it's like so fucking powerful that just like putting some blankets and pillows under a crabapple tree can like move that much, you know? And also just like create this incredible deep sense of peace and not needing to be anywhere else or be anyone else or just need anything outside of that moment. Like, and I was brought back to that yesterday where I was sitting out on the porch and I was sitting in the hot tub and I'm like, holy fuck, this is what I've been dreaming of and praying for so long. And I could feel myself not so much pushing it away, but just being like, holy shit, is this real? Like I've dreamt of this for 2 years. I have sat in that moment for 2 years and now it's here. Granted, he's not here, but it wasn't about him, right? Like I'm so glad that I got to share that experience with him. But the ultimate dream was having that sense of peace and cultivating that I don't need to be anywhere else. I don't need to be anyone else. I don't have to do anything other than just be here. And for the last week, that's all I kept hearing was, this is enough. Like, yes, you can desire to dream bigger and want more out of life. And I have found myself in those moments. And at the same time, I'm so fucking grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to be here and to be just taken care of in a way, and to have my own space. And I've gotten caught up this last week in just so many things. Like, so much old energy has been purging, or mostly coming up to surface to see like, oh, I've actually closed that out. I don't need to go back into that, right? And with that has come these floods of memories of like, whoa, I asked for that so long ago, and now here it is. And the beauty in, I don't personally manifest the way that most people traditionally teach manifesting anymore. I used to. When I was first on my journey, I used to. And yeah, it worked 100%. But now it's more so the allowance and being open to receive, and to feel the feelings, if you will, but also just know that like everything will be presented to you in the exact right time that it's supposed to. Point blank, period. And I think it's so powerful to have dreams, to have aspirations, to have desires. I have so many of them. And I frequently get overwhelmed with how to make them happen. But then I realize that it doesn't always have to be that difficult. It doesn't have to be that hard. It gets to be easy. You just have to choose for it to be. And if you have that dream or that desire on your heart, like, it's there for a reason. It keeps knocking for a reason. It's probably trying to get you to align with it, to be honest. And even now, looking at where I am, I'm like, I know how I got here, right? But at the same time, I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, how did I go from being that version of me in the, God, it makes me emotional every fucking time. Whew. How did I go from being that version of me, sitting underneath that crabapple tree, to here, right here in this moment, crying in front of my tiny fucking phone screen? Ooh. I've been in big reflection recently of like looking at how far I've come, and that's probably where this all is coming from. Mostly because it's been just such a fucking journey to get here. And I'm so grateful that I never gave up. Because to be honest, like, there were times after John passed where I was like, what the fuck is the point of living? Like, if something I loved so deeply on a level that I can't express to most people, if that can be taken away, and yes, I know that it can be given back tenfold, don't get me wrong, I know that. But there were moments where I was like, what the fuck is the purpose of all of this, right? But I want you to know that your dreams are possible. Your dreams are possible, and they will likely turn out better than you could have ever imagined. And it really starts with believing in yourself and trusting in yourself. And not ever giving up. That's like the biggest thing. Is don't give up. In fact, I've had a lot of moments over the last week where I'm like, do I just throw in the towel? Do I just walk away? But I know that I've come too far to just throw it all away. And I have to frequently come back to like the promise that I made to myself after John died was like, I'm going to keep living. I'm going to keep it on. Even if he's not physically here. not only for him, but for majority for myself. It always comes back to self. And I've continued to live, and there's moments where I catch myself being so caught up in all the logistical bullshit that we've created for ourselves, right? And then I'm like, I wouldn't have gotten to this point if I wasn't meant to. I wouldn't be alive if I wasn't meant to be. I think that's something that we all tend to forget, is like, we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. We're alive for a reason. And if that life is taken for some reason, then our time is up. Our contract is up. Our duties were up. But please, for the love of all things holy, do not give up on your dreams. Because there will come a day when you are sitting in the thing that you prayed for so fucking long, and it'll hit you like, holy fuck, this is it. What the fuck? You know? Like, holy shit, I'm here. And no matter how many twists and turns it took to get here, every single moment was fucking worth it. Every single intuitive hit was worth it. And that's all been about building trust along the way, and trusting in that bigger vision that I see for myself. And I know that if this found you, you likely feel the same. You probably have a big vision, and you're probably sitting there going, how the fuck am I gonna get there? But don't let that vision put you in freeze mode to a point where you don't do anything. That's something that I've really been learning and playing with, perhaps, is coming out of freeze mode and knowing that sometimes it literally is just baby steps. And baby steps create momentum. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Sounds funny and cliche as fuck, but it's true. Rome wasn't built in a day. And empires take time to build. But don't give up on your dreams. They're so big and so vast for a reason. Even your small dreams or smaller dreams. But I know, like I said yesterday when I was sitting out there, like, man, dream big and watch what the universe gives you. And by God, if this is just the start, rather than getting lost in the sauce, we're going to play in the magic of it all and how good it gets to get if this is our launching pad. It just keeps getting better and better. And I truly believe that the right people and the resources and all the things will find you at the exact right time that it's meant to. And it's also about letting go of the past. We'll make another video for that. But just don't ever give up on your dreams. And if you feel emotions come up like I did, know that it's safe to release them, because that ultimately is just making space. Our tears are magic. And I know, as someone who has big emotions, sometimes they seemingly come out of nowhere. But it feels good to release them. It feels good to make space. And yeah, just know that you're not alone, and your dreams are possible, and they were placed on your heart for a reason, because they're already yours. Put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. And let it out. You are safe. You are loved. You are worthy of all that you desire. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one.